So one of your classmates had a question, your calculus question, on how do you use the midpoint rule to evaluate an integral. So here's the lesson on it. This is the wrong answer right there. So let's go about looking at how to get the right answer. So using the midpoint rule, here our function is sine of root x. Looking at this integral, this is my a and this is my b. A is 0 and b is 24. And here they want us to break it up into 4 rectangles. N is equal to 4. So first of all, I'm going to draw a picture. So since I'm very visual, I'm going to draw a picture and I'm going to say that it's going from 0 until 24 because that's my a and my b. And I don't know what sine of root x looks like, so I'm just going to guess it looks something like this, whatever. It doesn't really matter what it looks like. The point is, it's going to be now broken up into 4 rectangles. So broken into 4 rectangles with equal width. So what is that width? The width is called change of x. So change of x is b minus a all over n. In other words, 24 minus 0 all over 4. In other words, 6. So that means the width of each rectangle is going to be 6. So I have 6, 12, 18, 24. All right, so now we're going to create rectangles based on this information. However, even though we have the width, we want to find the height. The height of this is going to be used using the midpoint rule. So the midpoint rule says to take the midpoint between each rectangle and use that as your height. So between 0 and 6, I have 3. So 3 here is going to be where I create the height of this rectangle. So f of 3 is the height. Same thing between 6 and 12 is going to be 9 is the midpoint between there. So f of 9 will be my height. This one, it will be 15. So f of 15 will be my height. And lastly, between 18 and 24, what's the midpoint? Yes, 21. So f of 21 is going to be my height. So we're going to approximate the area underneath this curve using the sum of these rectangles. So the area or the integral, right? The area or the integral of this curve is going to be equal to the sum of each one of these rectangles. So all of the width is going to, what's going to be base times height, right? Width, so all of them is going to have the same width times the height. So the height is going to be f of 3 plus f of 9 plus f of 15 and plus f of 21. So it's the width times height. So that'll give you the area of each of these rectangles added together. The width is always going to be constant. It's going to be 6. So how do you find f of 3? Well, the function, notice, is sine of root x, so it's going to be sine of root 3. Sine of root 3 plus sine of root 9 plus sine of root 15 plus sine of root 21, right? So now we use our calculator to figure this out because we can't do this in our head. When you use your calculator, make sure that the mode, oh, do you like my Star Wars Band-Aid? The mode is going to be in radians, not in degrees. So everything here is in radians, so make sure you change it to radians. So you press mode here to get to that. All right, so I'm going to press sine of root 3, close my parentheses, plus, dun, 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 just kidding, sine, where's my sine? Sine of root 3. How come this is doing this? Plus sine of root 6. So make sure, so for some reason, make sure when you type it out, it's closing the parentheses each time, right? Plus sine of root 6 plus sine of root, okay, just kidding, not sine of root 6, sine of root 9 plus sine of root 15. It's hard to do this while holding a phone. Plus, lastly, sine of root 21. Sine of root 21. So make sure when you type it in that the parentheses is done appropriately. See, something's a little bit off here. So insert plus. Okay, so make sure when you type it in your calculator, it's written correctly with the closed parentheses and open parentheses appropriately. So I get equals, I get a negative 0.53, and I multiply this by the base, which is 6. So multiply it by 6, and I get an answer of negative 3 point, and they say to round it to the nearest 4 decimals, 1881. So I round the fourth decimal up, fourth number up because this next number is 6. Negative 3.1881. And you might be wondering, why is this a negative sign? The reason why it's a negative sign is most likely because this curve went under, like, so I just sketched something, but really the curve probably went under the x-axis. So that's why you have a negative area. Let me know if you have any questions on this.